Christian Combs has allegedly pulled back the curtain on some of the family's deepest secrets. Whispers from the inner circle suggest that Christian has broken the unspoken rule and snitched on his own father to save himself. The drama unfolded after Christian was caught up in the recent raids on Diddy's homes. Is this move a bold act of truth-telling, or is there a more sinister plot at play? Find out all the details in this video. The Christian King Combs situation. These are the accusations against Christian Combs. The incident happened on a yacht. The lawsuit describes a troubling scene involving Christian and a stewardess named Grace. Grace was responsible for taking care of the guests during the Diddy family's winter trip. However, she ended up in a difficult situation. The lawsuit, a hefty 31 pages, details a nightmarish encounter on December 28, 2022. It all started innocently enough. Christian offered Grace a shot of tequila, and she was polite about it. She accepted, not knowing the events that would follow. As the night went on, Christian suddenly switched up on her. The lawsuit alleges that Christian became aggressive, physically preventing Grace from leaving the sun deck and forcing her into taking more shots. The situation got more tense when Grace suspected her drinks might have been spiked. But the moment where things truly escalated was when Christian allegedly crossed boundaries. Grace says Christian Combs kissed and groped her against her will. During this entire exchange, someone else was present. Rodney Lil Rod Jones, a music producer working with Diddy at the time. Whether or not Christian knew about Lil Rod's presence was not specified in the lawsuit. However, the presence of this music producer added authenticity to the story. Lil Rod, who filed his own lawsuit against Diddy, allegedly captured part of the exchange on an audio recording. The complaint includes an alleged transcript where Grace is heard questioning if she was being drugged and pleading for Christian to stop touching her. Grace's lawsuit goes on to describe a scene in the yacht cinema where Christian is accused of becoming extremely aggressive. It alleges that he stripped off his clothes, grabbed Grace's arms, and tried to force her to perform oral copulation on him. The situation escalated into a physical struggle, with Grace fighting to free herself from his grasp. Just when it seemed all hope was lost, Grace's part, sensing something was wrong, and intervened. His timely arrival allowed Grace to escape the cinema room. But the nightmare was far from over. Despite her immediate report to the ship's captain, the lawsuit suggests the incident was swept under the rug, with Diddy allegedly greasing the wheels of silence with a hefty lump of hush money. The physical evidence presented in the lawsuit includes color photos of bruises on Grace's arm, which she claims were inflicted by Christian during the assault. The emotional toll of the incident was severe, leading to the end of the relationship with her partner. She also fell into a deep depression. In the lawsuit, Christian faces a laundry list of accusations: assault, battery, and sexual assault. His father, Diddy, is not off the hook either. He's been accused of being an accomplice to his son's misdeeds, and that's because he leased the yacht where the incident took place. This means that he is being held responsible for his son's alleged assault, battery, and sexual assault because he allowed the situation to happen on his property. Now, you might know the crime, but do you really know who Christian Combs is and how similar or different he is from his father? He's the first son of Sean Diddy Combs and the late Kim Porter, born on April 1, 1998. Not long after his parents started dating, he always looked up to his dad and wanted to be a performer like him. It's safe to say he learned other things from him as well. Christian, also called King Combs, started his music career right after high school. He didn't wait around and released his first EP, Sincerely C3, in 2019. Some popular songs from the EP include Heaven Sent and Naughty. Christian has always been inspired by his father, but the young man also had his own musical direction. In a September 222 interview with People, he shared his passion for music, saying it had always been his dream, and despite his dad questioning him about having a backup plan, Christian stayed committed to music, saying there is no plan B. In November 2022, he achieved a major milestone with the release of his hit song Can't Stop Won't Stop featuring Kodak Black, which topped Billboard's mainstream R&B hip-hop airplay chart. He's also appeared on TV shows like Wild 'N Out and The Revive, making the band. He's managed to avoid controversies until the recent allegation. The lawsuit against him was filed merely days after his father Diddy's houses were raided. It was a day like any other at Diddy's residence until it wasn't. A routine scroll through Instagram led to a jaw-dropping discovery on Misa Hilton's page. Misa Hilton is his stepmother. What seemed like a regular post turned into a surveillance saga, with footage showing a mini invasion on the property. 3 massive vehicles rolled up, unleashing a horde of armed agents into the compound. One agent, channeling their inner spy, decided to play with the surveillance camera, like it was a joystick pointing it away from its job and into the bushes. Smooth move, agent, real smooth. Inside the house, the drama continued. Christian King Combs found himself in a hallway, pressed against the wall, hands on his head, while an officer moved his hands behind his back, all this while another agent stood guard with a weapon that probably doubles as a back scratcher. Justin Combs can also be seen with hands on his head. Walking into the hallway, two agents decide to play a round of who's got the biggest gun and point their weapons at Justin. Misa Hilton took to Instagram, slamming the authorities for their aggressive tactics, especially towards her sons. She didn't hold back, calling out what she perceived as racial bias, claiming that if her sons weren't black, the situation would have been handled differently. Did Justin need laser beams aimed at his chest? Did Christian need a gun to his head while handcuffed? She said. Misa's attorney, Jeffrey Lichtman, has been looking into claims of excessive force during the incident. Dyer had previously criticized the searches, saying there was no excuse for the aggressive behavior of the authorities towards Diddy, his children, and employees. Dyer called the incident an unprecedented ambush and a witch hunt based on false accusations and civil lawsuits. He emphasized that there has been no proof of criminal or civil wrongdoing by Diddy, and that Diddy is innocent and will continue to defend his reputation. Authorities have not revealed why the raids were conducted. However, a source told Rolling Stone that they were related to a federal investigation into sex trafficking. Diddy has faced several civil lawsuits recently accusing him of sex trafficking, sexual assault, and physical abuse. Now, this is where things get interesting. Both Justin and Christian were detained for questioning during the raids. Rumor has it Christian could be a key player in building a case against his own father. Authorities seem to think Christian might have some juicy information that could put Diddy in a tight spot. But before then, there's more like father like sons. You see, during the chaos of the raids, Diddy's alleged abandonment of his sons stole the spotlight. At the same time, everyone's eyes were on Christian because of the recent lawsuit. However, people are not paying attention to the fact that Justin has his own serious legal troubles. If you're scratching your head trying to keep up with Diddy's kids, Justin Combs is the OG child of Sean Diddy Combs and fashion designer Misa Hilton. Born in the Big Apple, Justin stepped into the limelight on the hit MTV show Super Sweet 16 alongside his famous father. While Justin's early years were into the room, pinned her down and forced himself upon her. The accusations do not end there. Gardner further alleges an encounter where Diddy, in a state of panic over the possibility of his girlfriend discovering the incident, found Gardner at her home and choked her until she lost consciousness. A piece of evidence cited in the complaint is a YouTube video where Hall, in an interview, casually mentions that Puffy, Diddy's moniker during the 90s, had witnessed him having sex. This statement, while not an admission of guilt, has been used to draw connections between the two men's alleged behavior. Attempts to reach Aaron Hall for comment were unsuccessful, and his legal representation had not been identified in court documents at the time of the lawsuit's filing. Pierre's name also surfaces amidst the legal turmoil, a figure deeply woven into the fabric of Sean Diddy Combs' musical empire as Diddy's first employee at Bad Boy Records and the former president of Bad Boy Entertainment. Pierre's legacy is intertwined with the success stories of iconic artists like Biggie and Faith Evans. However, the allegations presented in two separate lawsuits cast a shadow over his storied career. The first lawsuit, filed anonymously in the New York Supreme Court, paints a disturbing picture of Pierre's alleged conduct. A former assistant at Bad Boy Records accuses Pierre of exploiting his position of power to groom, exploit, and sexually assault her. The lawsuit implicates Diddy and his companies as enablers of this abuse, suggesting a systemic issue within the organization. In a second separate legal action filed in the U.S. District Court in the Southern District of New York, another plaintiff, also filing anonymously as Jane Doe, recounts a tale from 2003. When she was 17, the complaint alleges a scenario where Diddy, Pierre, and an unnamed third defendant are accused of sexual assault and sex trafficking. The plaintiff describes a sequence of events, starting with Pierre smoking crack cocaine and forcing her to perform oral sex, followed by a trip from Detroit to New York City on a private jet. Once in New York, at a studio owned by Diddy, the plaintiff claims they were provided with drugs and alcohol before being sexually assaulted. Pierre's response to the allegations in the second lawsuit was one of strong denial. "This is a tale of fiction. I have never participated in, witnessed, nor heard of anything like this ever," he stated. As reported by TMZ, he dismissed the accusations as disgusting and a desperate attempt for financial gain. But that's all speculation, because there is a chance that Justin and Christian might turn on their father if the situation gets out of hand. I mean, they are billionaires' kids, they are soft, but I might be wrong. What do you think? If you enjoyed this video, click on the card showing on your screen right now for more videos. And thanks for watching Celebrity Spill, guys.